situation because we don't.
По вхождению.
Дамы и господа, дорогие.
A fierce new war of words has erupted between Moscow and the European Union over who gets a seat at future Ukraine peace talks. Russia is now directly targeting EU foreign policy chief Kaja Kallas, accusing her of sabotaging diplomacy and pushing Europe deeper into confrontation. Member of the State Duma, Leonid Slutsky, launched a blistering attack on Kallas after she backed restrictions on Russia's armed forces as part of any Ukraine settlement. Slutsky claimed Brussels was trying to force its way into negotiations through ultimatums rather than genuine diplomacy.
Kaja Kallas, trapped by her own incompetence and political unsuitability, has once again spoken on behalf of the EU to demand restrictions on Russia's armed forces as a precondition for negotiations on a Ukraine settlement. If these low-IQ Euro bureaucrats believe they can force their way into the negotiation process through ultimatums, they should be under no illusion. Their efforts are doomed to fail. Kallas is doing everything possible to prolong the Ukraine conflict, disgracing the diplomatic office she holds and sabotaging every genuine peace initiative.
The Kremlin ally went even further, calling European officials low-IQ Euro bureaucrats and accusing Kallas of doing everything possible to prolong the war. Moscow also tied the criticism to recent attacks in Starobilsk and alleged strikes on Russian schools, saying Europe's leadership is incapable of speaking objectively about peace.
What makes this even more cynical is that Kallas continues her latest Russophobic outbursts against the backdrop of the barbaric terrorist attack in Starobilsk and repeated attacks by Banderite militants on Russian schools. These people are simply incapable of speaking objectively about peace. Figures like Kallas have no place at the negotiating table.
Russia's message is becoming unmistakable. Moscow no longer sees the European Union as a neutral player in the conflict. Instead, the Kremlin is portraying Brussels as politically aligned with Kyiv and hostile to any settlement that does not weaken Russia militarily and strategically. The explosive remarks reveal the growing diplomatic fracture surrounding any future Ukraine negotiations. While Europe pushes for tougher conditions on Moscow, Russia is openly warning that hardline EU figures like Kallas have no place at the negotiating table, raising fresh questions over who will ultimately shape the path to peace.
На Западе считают, что Россия никогда этого не использует.